Study with Artemis, Inc. podcast. This information was produced with the assistance of AI-generated content. Exploring the origins of creation myths, an overview. Creation myths are fundamental narratives that explain how the world, humanity, and all things came into existence. Found in every known culture across the globe, these stories serve not only as cosmologies but also as foundational texts for ethical frameworks, social structures, and a people's understanding of their place in the universe. While diverse in their specifics, they share a common human impulse: the profound need to comprehend origins and find meaning in existence. Understanding their emergence requires an interdisciplinary approach, drawing from anthropology, sociology, comparative religion, and, notably, archaeology, which provides invaluable glimpses into the cognitive landscapes of prehistoric peoples. The universal human quest for meaning. At the heart of every creation myth lies humanity's inherent curiosity and its drive to make sense of the world. Early humans, confronted by the vastness of the cosmos, the cycles of nature, and the undeniable reality of life and death, naturally sought explanations for phenomena beyond their control or immediate understanding. Why does the sun rise? Where do we come from? What happens after death? These fundamental questions, often unanswerable through direct empirical observation in antiquity, found their answers in narrative form. Myths provided a coherent framework, reducing existential anxiety and offering a sense of order in a seemingly chaotic world. They fulfilled a deep psychological need for explanation, purpose, and connection to something greater than the individual. The power of oral tradition and collective memory. Before the advent of writing, creation myths were meticulously transmitted through oral tradition, passed down from generation to generation by storytellers, elders, and ritual specialists. This oral transmission ensured not only the preservation of the narratives but also their adaptability. Stories could evolve subtly over time, incorporating new insights, reflecting changing social conditions, or adapting to new environments. Repetition, memorization, and performance were key to their survival. The act of telling and retelling a creation myth was itself a communal and sacred act, reinforcing shared beliefs and binding the community together. This collective memory, preserved through spoken word, forms the earliest layer of human mythological heritage, preceding any material records. Archaeological footprints, tracing prehistoric beliefs. While archaeology cannot directly unearth a creation myth, as myths are immaterial narratives, it offers invaluable indirect evidence for the cognitive and symbolic worlds of early humans, which undoubtedly informed their cosmologies. Artifacts and sites provide tangible clues about how ancient peoples perceived their environment, organized their societies, and grappled with profound questions of existence. For instance, the discovery of Paleolithic cave paintings, e.g., Sku-Yt-Creation-Myths-Overview, dating back tens of thousands of years, depicting animals, abstract symbols, and occasional human figures, suggests early symbolic thought and a relationship with a natural world that went beyond mere survival. While not literal depictions of creation, these sophisticated artistic expressions hint at complex belief systems, perhaps involving animism or reverence for spirits, which could easily form the bedrock for origin stories. Similarly, Venus figurines, small effigies of women with exaggerated features found across Eurasia, might represent fertility goddesses or ancestral mothers, concepts frequently intertwined with creation narratives. The emergence of megalithic structures during the Neolithic period, e.g., Stonehenge, Göbekli Tepe, further illuminates the organized ritual and cosmological thinking of early agricultural societies. These impressive constructions, often aligned with solstices or equinoxes, demonstrate a sophisticated understanding of celestial cycles and a profound connection between the terrestrial and the cosmic. While their exact purpose remains debated, many scholars believe they served as ceremonial sites or observatories, suggesting beliefs about the sun, moon, and stars that would naturally influence narratives about the world's beginnings. The construction of elaborate burial sites and the inclusion of grave goods from very early periods also point to beliefs about an afterlife and a journey after death, implying a broader cosmological framework that likely included an origin point. Archaeological analysis of settlement patterns, subsistence strategies, and the domestication of plants and animals also provides context. The transition from nomadic hunter-gatherer lifestyles to settled agricultural communities brought new concerns: the fertility of the land, the reliability of seasons, the continuity of crops and livestock. These new relationships with the environment could have fostered myths that emphasized the earth as a mother, the importance of celestial deities for rain, or stories of a golden age of abundance followed by a fall. The very act of transforming the landscape through agriculture might have inspired narratives about divine architects or a world formed from primordial chaos. However, it is crucial to acknowledge the interpretative challenge. Linking material remains directly to specific mythic narratives is often speculative, requiring careful cross-referencing with later ethnographic and linguistic data.
Environmental, cultural, and historical influences. Beyond the universal human need and archaeological hints, the specific content of creation myths is heavily influenced by the environment, culture, and historical experiences of a given people. A culture living in a volcanic region might feature deities of fire and earth, while an oceanic society might focus on primeval waters or sea creatures. Societies dependent on agriculture often have myths involving fertility, cycles of death and rebirth, or deities who teach humanity how to cultivate the land. Nomadic hunter-gatherer societies might feature animal ancestors, or a creator who shapes the world while journeying. Catastrophic historical events, such as devastating floods, volcanic eruptions, or migrations, also leave their imprint. Many cultures, for example, have flood myths, which some scholars link to actual historical inundations that were absorbed into the collective memory and reinterpreted as divine punishment or a reset of creation. The hierarchical structure of a society, its gender roles, and its values are also often embedded within its creation narratives, serving to legitimize and reinforce the prevailing social order. Recurring themes and their significance. Despite their diversity, creation myths often exhibit striking similarities, pointing to shared human experiences and cognitive processes. Common themes include ex nihilo, from nothing a creator deity brings forth the universe from an empty void, e.g., Abrahamic religions. Earth diver, a primordial being dives into primeval waters to retrieve earth or mud to form land, e.g., various Native American myths. Cosmic egg/primordial mound. The world emerges from a primordial egg or a mound rising from chaos, e.g., some Egyptian, Hindu, Chinese myths. World parents. The world is born from the separation of primordial mother and father figures, e.g., Maori, Egyptian, Greek myths. Dismemberment of a primeval being. The world is formed from the body parts of a sacrificed or dismembered giant, e.g., Norse Ymir, Babylonian Tiamat. Emergence. Humanity emerges from an underworld or other confined space into the present world, e.g., Navajo. These recurring motifs suggest fundamental archetypes or cognitive patterns through which humans universally process the concept of origin. They speak to common anxieties about chaos, the desire for order, the mystery of life, and the relationship between humanity and the divine or natural world. Conclusion. The origins of creation myths are multi-layered, emerging from a complex interplay of human psychology, social organization, environmental adaptation, and historical experience. While the exact moment and specific circumstances of their initial telling remain elusive, archaeology provides critical, albeit indirect, insights into the symbolic capacity and cosmological concerns of our earliest ancestors. From the abstract symbols of Paleolithic art to the celestial alignments of Neolithic monuments, the material record hints at a profound human engagement with the mysteries of creation. Ultimately, creation myths are enduring testaments to our continuous quest for meaning, providing a timeless lens through which cultures understand themselves, their past, and their future. Their study continues to illuminate the shared threads of human consciousness woven into the tapestry of diverse cultures across millennia. Copyright 2025. References: Eliade Mircea. Myth and Reality. Harper and Row, 1963. Campbell, Joseph. The Hero with 1,000 Faces. Princeton University Press, 1949. Leeming, David Adams. Creation Myths of the World, an Encyclopedia. ABCCLIO, 2010. Renfrew, Colin. Prehistory, The Making of the Human Mind. Modern Library, 2008. Hodder, Ian. The Archaeological Process, an Introduction. Blackwell Publishers, 1999.